Hi, everybody. You're watching the Monica Makes It Happen show. I'm Monica Morales, and this show is all about the power of women, from Hollywood celebrities who are here to CEOs to community champions. It's women who are making it happen right now, and they're making money and social change happen, too. Let's get started.
Monica Makes It Happen is proudly supported by Goya. If it's Goya, it has to be good. And by J.P. Morgan Chase, New York's hometown bank for over 225 years.
Now our first Power Panel, actor and philanthropist Marquand Smith is here, the executive producer of The Godfather of Harlem. We're so happy that you're here. Mei-Ling Macias-Toro is here, the founding partner and CEO of Freedom Global Network. And Dr. Denise Nunez, one of my favorite people, is here. She's a doctor that always goes viral on TikTok, and she's with Goya Cares, making a difference in our communities, helping thousands of children. Well, first, you, Marquand, I'm so happy you're here. And it's your story and your love for your mom and your godmother why you're here. You say it's women that really help make it happen for you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Monica. And pleasure to meet you, beautiful women.
Oh, I'm falling in love.
Yeah, my mother is a very strong part of me and where I'm at right now, as well as my godmother, you know. And behind every king, there's a queen.
Okay. I'm falling in love. But you know, what it is about you is you said that this is like so many decades in the making of your success.
Yes.
You're a mogul when it comes to TV, film, music, but it was a lot of hard work, a lot of no's.
Yeah, I mean, I come from a community that was very impoverished, growing up in Harlem and being raised in Far Rockaway, Queens. I never had a plan B. I always thought if you had a plan B, you were planning for your plan A to fail. So success was installed in me at an early age, you know, watching my mother and how she struggled and worked 2 to 3 jobs.
That's like my mom. That's why I wanted you on the show, because it sounded like we had the same mother, and we're inspired by that, by who comes before us, and that has it even harder than we did. But you were in a Shark Tank. Hollywood is a Shark Tank.
Yeah, you know, you definitely have to teach them how to move in a room full of vultures.
So many tweetable things there, I tell you. But we're going to watch everything you do. We love you. I love your character.
You so much.
I love everything. And you're the executive producer. Is that the trick? Be the boss?
Well, you know, even as an executive producer, there was no type of narcissism or nepotism. You know, my showrunner actually made me go through a real, kind of like a combine. You know, I had to do real work to audition for my own part. You know, and I appreciate the Chris Brancatos of the world and the Jim Atchisons and, you know, R.I.P. Paul Eckstein. He was one of my other executive producers, Forrest Whitaker, Nina Yang Bon Jovi. I have a team of people around me that...
Did you say John Bon Jovi? Okay.
Well, she's married to Mr. Bon Jovi's brother.
Oh, excuse me. All right, I'm seeing you're booking my next shows, but Mei-Ling, same story.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing. Our parents are really our driving forces. My mom was an Avon representative in the early 70s, late 60s when she came to this country, and without speaking a lick of English, she made it to the President's Club, and I always admired that about her. That really just propelled me to say, I want to be like Mom. And so I definitely dedicate that, you know, my career, my success as an advertising executive, now owning 2 companies, Freedom Global Network and Freedom Studios, to the powerhouse that my mother was. And, you know, helping children has been, you know, the next thing that I'm working so fiercely on for the past decade. My husband and I have dedicated ourselves to visiting these orphanages, helping children. We have 2 boys that we've sponsored. They now call, I have the privilege that they call me Mommy. And, you know, I can't ask for more. Naturally, I have a daughter who is, you know, the sunshine of my eyes. So everything I do when I do content, creating content, has a social cause, a social sense, because of, you know, the people around me. My daughter specifically, I want her to see someone that she could look up to, just like I looked up to my mom.
That's why I'm so attracted to you, because of this documentary and the fact that you say we need to have social impact. TV can't just be TV. Social media can't. We have to have a social impact. And then Dear America, a letter from Black women, is so impactful and so important. And you made sure that that happened. And it's because women are at the top that are making this happen.
Yes, the executive producer, Chanel Chanel Barnes runs CEO of Project Ready in Newark. And she had a vision of really telling Black women's stories, and it became a historical piece. Recently we had it at NJPAC, and Malik Yoba was there and just gave us like serious accolades of this film has to be seen in bigger audiences, and it creates a conversation that we all need to be having right now.
And I see partnerships happening as we speak on our couch.
Yes, he's looking at me, and I'm going, yes, we need to talk.
I love it. And Dr. Nunez, you're one of my favorite human beings because we've met. You needed toys one holiday season, and you're always giving back, but you're also always going viral. Your TikTok videos, we're talking like 500,000 people are watching, mostly young women. Is that important to you?
Very much. Young women and their kids as well. Very much. And there's a lot of issues right now with our youth and our parents, parenting, mental health. And I have to say that I'm so proud that we've been able to reach so many kids, so many families. But one of the things I could not have done at that without Goya as well.
And we talk about Goya Cares.
Yes.
They do so much. You know, we love the food, but it's really the people and the impact that we're talking about. How are they helping you? I mean, now we're talking thousands of children because of Goya Cares that are going to be impacted.
Yes, so one of the things that we do is we help children try to finish their high schools in the Bronx and get into college. But one of the things I found out last year was that they were not able to finish high school or go into college because of mental health issues. And we don't have the resources. So I went to Goya, and gave me access and grants in order for us to have psychologists, free psychologists, free behavioral mental health for our youth in the community.
And it's really about mental health, right? That's what we're learning is the #1 thing, right? Because you're on the front lines every day in the Bronx.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're seeing, the need, mental health?
Yes, yes. I literally just saw a 16-year-old that actually tried to commit suicide. The first thing he told me when I took the tube out of his mouth was that, why did I save him? 16 years old. So we need to support these kids. We need to support the parents, and we're the front line. Like, we need to help them. And thanks to Goya Cares, we're able to support our families right now in need.
Well, you know, I love to give awards, but there's only 12 in existence. I'm giving 3 out just because you're so fabulous. Marquand, for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Across our area. Mary Ling, you are community champion beyond. And Dr. Denise. I call you Dr. Denise because I love you so much. Thank you for everything. We're going to put the music there. Clap, clap, clap. You know, I love the clapping. We come back on my show and talk about everything, especially you guys, what you're doing next together. I have a feeling.
Yes,
Collaborations galore. And coming up next, she's a powerhouse when it comes to feeding families across America. You can help too. That's next. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So wonderful.
You made it happen.
I did.
Hey Monica, it's Karen from the Waffle Chick. Let's eat outside the box because Monica makes it happen.
And now we have an incredible human being helping our community thrive. She's fighting food insecurity and mental health challenges among our children. Seni Tavares is here, the Executive Director of the National Supermarkets Association. Seni, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, what you're doing in our communities is amazing. You've partnered with Goya Cares. We love Goya. But what you're doing is really personal. It's a personal mission because of your story.
Well, my parents are both Dominicans. They came here back in the 60s with $1 and a dream, and they had a surprise. I was born here, their first child born in the U.S., and, you know, I lived in neighborhoods where there was a lot of need, definitely food insecurity. And it was just the values of my parents and the way I grew up and in the neighborhoods that I grew up. I learned that at home, that you should give back. And thankfully, you know, I landed, you know, a career and jobs where I could help people. I'm very lucky to be in this position.
And you are partnering with Goya Cares to do mental health. That is you adopt a cause, and this is a huge cause, 700, right, supermarkets strong. Tell me about that. I mean, this is like an army of goodwill.
Absolutely. So the National Supermarket Association was founded in 1989 by independent supermarkets because the big box stores abandoned neighborhoods that had food insecurity. Speaking of food insecurity, and as you know, food insecurity means children with malnutrition, not being able to learn well, equity, building communities, creating jobs. It has to do a lot with nutrition. People that don't eat well develop certain illnesses. So everything is connected. So the NSA took it upon themselves to go into those neighborhoods, to uplift the community. Yes, they were doing business, but they cared so much about the community that they created this synergy with Goya Cares, NSA Cares, and every year they adopt a cause. This year, as you said, we adopted mental health.
And we're going to link to that. Goya Cares, of course, is a partner of Pix 11. And our show. Thank you for being on. You'll come back and talk more about, we're going to do so many stories on the scholarships and the community work. You're really saving lives every single day. Thank you, Seni, for being with us.
We look forward to it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you know it. And coming up, she's an amazing host, actress, and author. Bevy Smith is here. Can you believe it? She's telling us all about her fabulous dinners and how it really is truly greater later. I hope so. She's next. Thank you, Seni.
Hi, as you can see, we got a wall now, and we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much for helping us. Monica makes it happen, and keep doing what you do. You're amazing.
Thank you, Monica, for making this happen. Bye. Yay.
it's our Legends block, and we have a powerhouse here, TV, radio host, and actress and author. We love Bevy Smith is here. Bevy, you are in our Legends block for a reason. We love you so much, and I can't walk 5 feet without someone telling me that you've changed their life. Is that why you're doing what you're doing? And I love this greater later concept. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, It Gets Greater Later was literally something that I had to hold on to when I was changing my life. At the age of 38, I quit my big fancy job at Rolling Stone magazine, and I was like, I'm going to do something different, something totally different. I'm going to go from corporate America, and then I'm going to do TV, I'm going to do radio, I'm going to act, I'm going to write, and I actually did all those things. But in the meantime, in between time, I went broke from 40 to 45. So I needed something to hold on to, and that mantra, It Gets Greater Later, became my kind of salvation.
And you know what? You've helped so many women like myself reassess and reset their lives. Is that the point? I mean, you did it for yourself at first, but then now you have a whole community around you that loves you and admires you.
It is really great to have a community, because that's what really, why you do what you do, because you're serving the community. And I know that I'm serving the community by saying It Gets Greater Later, and by, actually living an It Gets Greater Later lifestyle. I know that so many women look at me and say, wow, if she can do it, and she's a dark brown woman, and she's curvy, and she's from Harlem, and I'm like, a lot of gals that you see out and about in New York City, and then, so I think that even me being so accessible and approachable means that women are inspired by me and say, oh yeah, if she can do it, so can I.
And it is your story that is so attractive, because we know you've lived it, you've been there. Tell me about the amazing dinners that you have. It started off, again, building community, but now it's really become an enterprise where you're getting so many people coming to your dinners.
Dinner with Bevy started 17 years ago, and it started because I was actually broke. And I needed something to do that would just hold me over, just so I could pay my rent for a couple of months. And that was 17 years ago. Now, I don't have any problem paying my rent these days, but I still do Dinner with Bevy. And I've done the dinner parties for Idris Elba, for Pharrell, for Kerry Washington, for BET, for Lee Daniels and Netflix, for Sanaa Lathan, for so many stars. And it's been incredible to see how Dinner with Bevy has now, really given me so many opportunities. So I saw someone talking about multiple revenue streams, and I agree, you should have multiple revenue streams, but each revenue stream should feed into the next. So Dinner with Bevy feeds into my radio show, Bevelations, on Sirius XM, because of all the amazing guests that I've had on Bevelations, many of them have attended Dinner with Bevy. So that means we have an intimacy, we have a connection, and so that makes for good interviews, right?
When you
have a connection with someone. So Dinner with Bevy has been awesome.
I love you, and I think you should be co-hosting this as well. But the book, if people want your book, This Has Changed Lives, how do they get it?
Oh, it's sold everywhere where books are.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
You got to come back on the show, okay?
I will.
All right. And coming up, Michael Clinton is in our streaming studio. His first big job was publisher of GQ magazine. Then he became the president and publishing director of all of Hearst magazines. He's here. He has tips on how you can roar later in life and completely change your life. That's next. Thanks, Bevy.
Monica, I am excited about your new show. Monica Makes It Happen.
Hey, Monica. Here's an update. I finally got the keys to the new apartment. I couldn't have done it without you. Thanks for making it happen.
I'm Monica Morales, and you know me from Monica Makes It Happen, the TV show, the podcast, the social media show. But really, it is the women, it is the moms that are making it happen every single day for our communities. They're running our businesses. They're running everything pretty much. And you know who's the most inspiring woman to me? Is Maria Teresa Morales. She inspires me every day. She is my mom. She showed me what it was like to, well, have 3 jobs, support her family, and do it with courage, integrity, and she always looked fabulous. I don't know how she did that. And then another woman is my daughter, Emma Rose Mayer. She's 11 years old. She's a basketball champ and an artist too, and she's so sweet and kind, a great human being. So I'm inspired every day by your stories. It's the women who are the heroes in my stories really making it happen. So let's keep making it happen together.
And welcome to Make Me Over Beauty Truck. We just want to say thank you for featuring us on your segment about our new business, Make Me Over Beauty Truck. It's doing so well.
Things are going so good, and we just wanted to say thank you for visiting us and congratulations on your new show, Monica Makes It Happen. We appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, you know I like to end my show with a bang, and we have Michael Clinton here. He is a publishing mogul, of course, with Hearst, and he is an author, philanthropist, you name it. You have to buy this book, Roar. I had to have him on this all-women show because he's helping so many women reinvent themselves, reimagine themselves. What is Roar, Michael?
Yeah, so Roar is all about midlife reinvention. You know, if you are 45, 50, and healthy, you're going to probably live to be 90 or older. And so you have that aha moment of, you know, wow, you know, if you had children, the kids are pretty much gone probably if you were a younger mother. You might have had a profession or a job and you're thinking about what might be next for me. You may or may not have a partner, but the possibilities for the second half of life are pretty enormous because of the much longer life. We call it the new longevity. And, you know, this notion of living longer and healthier, meaningful lives. So Roar is a book all about how you get there. And, you know, it's sort of informational. It's great practical tips. We have toolkits around different elements. It's an acronym.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Oprah loves it.
There you
Oprah,
go.
his friend.
Well,
Oprah loves it.
So Roar is an acronym. R is the reimagine yourself and how do you do it. Mm-hmm. You know, O is own who you are, because we all have at midlife, have a lot of baggage, good and bad, right?
Yeah.
A is
baggage,
A is the action plan. We call that life layering, which you and I have talked about. Mm-hmm. And the R is the reassessment of your relationships with everyone around you, because those toxic people from your teenage years that you're still carrying, they may not be so relevant to you today.
This is hitting home for me, and I'm sure for so many people. And I love your chapter about community and your relationship with it. And I love that because we're all about community. So if you want more, if you want to hear more about him, you know we have a new podcast every Friday. He is episode number 6. You got to check that out. Graphic goes in here. And we're so happy to know you. I hope you'll come back. You have some big announcements coming up. You have all these programs too and these live events.